Hi all, Krisha Warren, and today I will be presenting tips for handling online conflict. I will define what conflict is and provide tips for resolving online conflict that you may find helpful in your interactions. As we read in Chapter 9 of Communicating Effectively by Sandra Hybels and Richard Weaver, conflict is defined as an expressed struggle between two parties who perceive incompatible goals, scarce resources, and interference from others in achieving their goals. Online conflict often is a result of misunderstanding or miscommunication, misinterpreting what is written, and how you respond can either resolve or escalate the conflict. There are 13 tips shared in this week's reading, and I chose 6 that resonate for me to share from my personal experience. To give you some context, I receive well over 100 emails daily, and being the Director of Compliance, I'm constantly assessing performance and operational effectiveness of others. I must receive proof or evidence from the pharmacist team, and often their responses are defensive and can actually fuel conflict. However, when I read emails, I find these 6 tips to be useful in resolving or avoiding conflict. First, don't respond right away. If it's not time sensitive and what you're reading has made you angry, annoyed, it upsets you, allow your emotions to subside. Clear your head. Don't respond right away. Second, read the post again later. If you're just coming off of a stressful call or a really aggressive call with someone else or interaction somewhere else, or even something personally is going on with you, how your mindset is and how you're interpreting that email at the time makes all the difference in the world. So move on to other work. Flag that email for future response. Sometimes the second time around will bring a different reaction, and you may be in a different space that when you read it again, you're not taking it the way you did initially when you were in that bad mental space. Third, choose whether or not to respond. Not every interaction or email that you get requires a response. So think about, does the response itself that you're going to provide add additional context, or does it damage or fuel the conflict even more? So choose whether or not to respond. Number 4, which is so important to me, clarify what was meant. Oftentimes we feel the conflict because we misunderstand the message. We take it negatively and then we react as such. So seek to understand if you're not clear. Never, ever assume. It's easy, or if it's an easy question, I will just email back the question that I have to get the clarification. But if it's something that's going to cause a lot of back and forth and may require more questions and interaction, pick up the phone. I do that often where people are so consumed with emails and staying online that they've lost the verbal interaction. So I personally will just pick up the phone and say, hey, I just got this email and I see this is what you said. Help me understand what you need from me or what the questions are, or if there's an issue, asking those questions and getting that clarity is really helpful. Number 5, use I statements when sharing feelings or thoughts. So instead of saying, you are wrong, you sound like, you act like, change to I. I feel like, I think, I get the impression. Those I statements put ownership on you and how you feel and avoids attacking or judging the other person. And finally, number 6, place yourself in the other person's shoes. I always feel that there's positive intent on both sides, mine and the receiving party's side. So how are they going to receive the message that I'm sending? I need to have a positive intent when I'm sending it, and hopefully they have a positive intent receiving it. But knowing that we're all busy, and I'm dealing with pharmacists in my world that some are in charge of home delivery pharmacy mail order operation where they're shipping out 100,000 prescriptions a day. Yes, I said that, 100,000 prescriptions a day. They are very time-consumed, constraint, task, detail-oriented. Their plates are full. So I need to understand that the message that I'm sending them has to be clear, crisp, and appropriate to avoid the conflict. So again, placing yourself in other people's shoes is so beneficial when you're sending and you're receiving online emails and avoiding conflict. So, in closing, conflict happens often and is often due to misunderstanding the message that's being written. However, there are many tips you can follow to resolve the conflict if you're thoughtful about using them. I hope my presentation has helped you in your learning journey to be more equipped with tools and ability to address and resolve online conflicts. Thank you.